Welcome, everybody, to the OSGA YouTube sports betting channel. My name is Ross Benjamin, and today I got a special guest, and I'm going to have a special guest every Tuesday, Mr. Craig Trapp, one hell of a handicapper, folks, and he's the owner of picksandparlays.net. And if you haven't visited that site, you're missing something because a lot of great handicappers there, including myself, and of course, Mr. Craig Trapp. Craig, how are you today?
It's that time of year, you know. Your NFL is just around the corner. Finally, we had a good college football week 0 and week 1, and now we see week 2 coming up. I mean, it's like you'll snap your fingers and this football season will be over. But I'm glad it's finally here.
Yeah, it's like Christmas time for all of us in the sports handicapping industry in more than one way, for sure. Craig, tell the folks a little bit about the site, picksandparlays.net. You could also find it at picksandparlays.com. Some of the great stuff that goes on there with the videos, also where you started and where you are now, because it's a highly successful site, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. So take it away, my friend.
Yeah, we've had Picks and Parlays for a decade now, or coming up, I guess, on a decade. I guess it is a decade now. Started as a radio show, believe it or not, online radio show, and then we just developed it into the website, and it grew up from there. Of course, originally just a few of us cappers, and now we have, I think, 27 or 28, I believe now. Yeah. So some of the best experts in the industry today. We're pretty selective on who we put on the site. Obviously, winning is important, but also people that have an upstanding, relationship with the books, and that they're not out there lying and giving out these false records. We have all of our picks are documented going back from day one, so you can get that over, of course, at picksandparlays.net from any of our cappers. Not all of them have been there the whole time, but anybody that's been there, say 5+ years, you'll see the records going back. And that goes back, if you can see what they did last weekend, even the write-up after the game and what the line was they chose and all that. So it's very important in this industry to be documented, because anybody, especially now with Twitter and Facebook and all the other social media platforms, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can be on, have a video, have and say they are whatever record they are, say they are. But until you see that documentation, that's what really separates the experts like us versus the Joes that are out there just trying to steal.
Yeah, documented at independent and credible sites, picksandparlays.net being one of them. And I always like to use the website that these people who get on it and claim they're 90-12 as they're documented because I said so.com. So that's not the case with any of us. Craig, tell them a little bit about the YouTube channel too. I know I've been enjoying doing the videos with Ellie Burns and Detroit Lenny, my man, and fill the folks in a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, actually, I started on YouTube within a month of YouTube starting, believe it or not, way back when, and we've had the Picks and Parlays channel now for. We got some issues with it, so we had to restart it right during COVID. But since then, we have 20,000 plus subscribers. We do about 35 to 40 videos every week, and we try to have a free baseball play every day, and then tons, of course, football, not just college football, NFL. Even sometimes we have CFL. And then, of course, when basketball season and hockey season, we'll have tons of that. So we try to have all of our experts. Not all the guys are media, what I would call media savvy. Yeah. So we have about 10 to 15 of them. So about half of them participate in the videos. And like you said, our host, Allie Burns, here in Vegas. I'm here in Vegas to actually meet with her today. And Detroit Lenny's here in Vegas. Going to meet with him tonight as well. So we have tons of guys all over the country, but we bring them together with for both YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all that, where we post all the content. And of course, you can get that at Picks and Parlays as well. But if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you always get tons of free picks. And usually these are picks, maybe not just the, I'm not giving out my absolute best play of the day, and I'm sure you're not either. But they're that one step down. Games I will be betting tonight, I give out on the YouTube channel every day. But of course, if you want my best plays, that's what people pay for.
Yeah, people don't get that. We do these free pick videos, and folks, it's not like we don't want to win, but at the end of the day, we make our living on people paying us for our advice. So, if we start giving out the picks that people pay for, whether it be on a daily basis or through subscriptions, it wouldn't be fair to them. Having said that, we'll do our best to give you winners here. And if anything else, folks, hopefully you could absorb the information that we're giving you through our analysis to see how we arrive at our conclusions and put that in your memory bank and use it going forward. So twofold there, Craig. So anyway, Craig, you got an NFL free pick for us in week 1 on Sunday.
Yeah, interesting game. Maybe the best game on the board as far as, I mean, because I don't know what you're going to get from the Cowboys. I really don't know what you're going to get from that Thursday night game. Obviously, Martin's going to be out. That's probably their overall most consistent player, probably best player, especially with Dak coming back from injury. So if you take that one off the board for Thursday, probably the most, as far as two teams that I think a lot of people expect a lot from the Cardinals, a lot of people expect a lot from this Titans team. We saw this line open, I believe it was 2.5. 2.5. Now it's at 3. Total opened at 51. Now it's at 52. And we have what I always love, these West Coast teams or West Coast time zone teams playing in the East Coast. It's a 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So interesting matchup here, Ross, when you see a Titans team that was so good last year, really good the year before. I mean, this Titans team was up on the Chiefs big and then let them come back. Obviously, Derrick Henry and Tannehill. Now they get Julio Jones. Of course, Arizona. No Fitzgerald. At least he's not officially retired, but he's moved on. They of course bring in J.J. Watt. So that defense was questionable. So a lot to look at for this game 1. And what I look at when I'm looking at game 1 plays is what is the thing you can count on the most from an NFL team? And if I'm the Tennessee Titans, I know I can count on Derrick Henry. And when you can count on Derrick Henry, you know what that means? You can count on play action passing from Tannehill. He's going to have guys wide open. You got Julio Jones already with an awesome lineup of receivers and tight ends and backs out of the backfield. It's going to be a very tough offense to stop this year. So I'm going to take Tennessee minus the points here. I also think these are two teams that struggled to stop the run last year, struggled to stop people, period. Early last year, Tennessee was one of the worst defenses out there. Arizona, not much better. The one trend, though, the reason why I didn't take the over in this game is I believe last year they were the under was 8-0 in Arizona's road games. So that's not a trend I want to step in front of. You know what I mean?
It's absolutely. Absolutely.
Even though when you analyze those defenses, and they get J.J. Watt. This isn't J.J. Watt when he was Defensive Player of the Year 6 years ago. This is J.J. Watt now that has trouble staying healthy, has trouble staying on the field against a Tennessee team that can really spread you out. They can run it down your throat and then play action pass behind you. So to me, I think the safer play, take the -3 here with Tennessee. Mike Vrabel and company, I think, are just the more dependable team come week 1. And I think that's what you have to hang your hat on in week 1. Until we see these teams in the regular season, you have to hang your hat on what you believe the most. And I just don't think you can count on Arizona like you can Tennessee.
Well, there's a hell of an analysis from one of the best in the business, Craig Trapp of picksandparlays.net. Craig, I'm going to take a look at the Minnesota and Cincinnati game, and I'm going to make this real short here. Minnesota is currently -3. What jumps out at me here, Craig, is the fact that this line opened at 3.5. It's down to 3. And it's awful suspicious to me, and especially in light of the fact I like to look at the number of tickets bet and the amount of money bet on each team. And right now, as we speak, from a credible source that I use, 70% of the tickets and over 70% of the money has gone on the Vikings. Yet we've seen this line go down to 3 and for no apparent reason. So it really jumps out. Looks, like I said, it looks a little bit suspicious. You got a Minnesota team that went 7-9 a season ago, Cincinnati 4-10. Although keep in mind, Joe Burrow will be back under center at quarterback. I think that will be huge for Cincinnati, coming off a nice rookie season in which he missed over half of the year due to injury. So that 4-10 record for Cincinnati could have been a little bit better with Burrow healthy all season long. On top of the fact, Minnesota's gone just 7-12 in their last 19 straight up on the road against non-division opponents. And I got a nice NFL betting angle here that I like to use early, especially when we don't have a hell of a lot to go on. I'm an analytic guy. as you well know, Craig. And anytime you have an NFL away favorite of 5 or less playing in their season opener that won 7 games or less the year before, and they're playing an opponent that won 3 or more games the year before, those away favorites since 1992 have gone 1-10 against the spread. So not a big sample size, and you can see how rare that situation is. I'm going to like Bill Rafferty would say, onions. I'm going with Cincinnati plus the 3 over Minnesota. Before we leave, Craig, what do you got going on this week at Picks and Parlays yourself, and how you been doing of late?
Well, first of all, that time of year, you can get the NFL early bird passes. We have them through week 1. Just go over to picksandparlays.net. Any of the cappers, I believe it's $5.49. That's 20% off for this week only through Monday Night Football. After Monday Night Football, that price goes away. Of course, I had an unbelievable August. I was hitting over 65% with my best bets. September rolled around, not the start I wanted in college football. I started with that, had the under in that Ohio State game, tough. At halftime, they were 24 points, and then they just blew the doors off and went way over. Since then, it's been treading water about 500. So we're back to it this week. I'm always better after a few weeks under the belt. So I will be treading lightly NFL week 1, just like I did in college football week 1. But I'll have more plays this week, and then as the season progresses for both college football and the NFL. And I think that's pretty standard with a lot of our Picks and Parlays experts, where, week 1, week 2, it's not like we're not giving out plays. We're just giving out less than normal. And then after you see the teams and you see what we really have, from year to year, things can change a lot. Then you're going to see more plays. So go over to Picks and Parlays, get in on a long-term season pass for the NFL, or just if you want all sports pass, of course, they're up as well.
Very good. That's Craig Trapp from picksandparlays.net. You could also find my picks at picksandparlays.net. Right now, folks, I finished the NFL preseason on an 8-2 run. I'm documented in the month of September, and I can't mention the site that I'm documented at because it's a competitor of picksandparlays.net, and it wouldn't be a right thing to do, but 99-48 in the month of September in the NFL since 2010. So talk about a guy who's ahead of, and that includes having a losing September last year. So if you want to get off to a good start, you can find my NFL picks at picksandparlays.net. Also, my Major League Baseball picks, my 10-star top plays at picksandparlays.net. 34-16 for the season at 68%. And also college football off to a nice start, 4-2, including a 10-star top play last Saturday on Texas San Antonio, plus the 5 outright over Illinois. Once again, for Craig Trapp and Ross Benjamin, don't forget to visit picksandparlays.net. Until the next time, good luck and God bless, folks.